What if I told you that nearly half of New Zealand students aren't regularly attending school, and that the effects of COVID-19 are still showing up in the classrooms, not just in academics, but in anxiety, confidence, and behaviour too? Here's what might surprise you even more. It's not just about kids skipping school. For many, something completely different is going on, and if we don't understand that, we're missing the real solution. Today we're talking about something that I believe needs urgent attention. The school attendance crisis that's unfolding right now in New Zealand. So let's just unpack what's really going on, and more importantly, what we can do about it. Let's start with what the data tells us, and trust me, these numbers are quite eye-opening. Only 60% of students attending school regularly in 2021. Over 80,000 students missed more than 3 weeks of school in just one term in 2024. The government wants to get that up to 70% attendance by the end of this year. Remember, we're only halfway through, and that's still a long way off. Behind each number is a child missing out on learning, connection, confidence, and stability. Every single absence adds up. Even a drop from 100% to 99% attendance can lower NCEEA credits. Gaps in reading, writing and maths grow quickly, and these are the basics every child needs for life. Something crucial that many people don't understand: not all absences are equal. School refusal isn't about being naughty or lazy. It often looks like anxiety, sore tummies, panic attacks, tears at the door. These kids want to go, they want to succeed, but their nervous systems are just overwhelmed. And COVID made this so much harder. Remember how family routines disappeared, social circles shifted, learning was disrupted, and confidence took a big hit. And here's something we can't ignore. Kids' learning was left with massive holes in it as we all tried to restore equilibrium after COVID. Many children missed out on weeks of fundamental learning, and that is really difficult to restore. These aren't just catch-up gaps, they're foundational skills that everything else builds on. I hear it all the time from parents, but they used to love school, or they're so bright, I just can't understand what's going on. It's not actually about intelligence, it's about overload, both emotional and academic. For neurodiverse learners, kids with dyslexia, ADHD, or dyscalculia, this impact runs even deeper. When the school system doesn't match how they learn, it creates a perfect storm. Sensory overload that becomes unbearable, core learning gaps that just snowball, crushed confidence that affects everything, misunderstood behaviour that leads to conflict, strained friendships and social isolation. However, here's what gives me hope. With the right support and understanding, things can absolutely change. That's exactly what we do here at Dyslexia Unpuzzled. We use strengths-based, hands-on learning that works with how kids' brains actually function, giving them the tools to manage their anxiety and rebuild their confidence. So, what's working? And more importantly, what do we desperately need to do more of? Well, in schools, trauma-informed approaches that recognise distress, not just behaviour. Early identification systems for school refusal. Flexible learning pathways that honour individuals and individual needs. Within families, we need to recognise the signs: morning panic, constant illness or withdrawal. Talk to your child and their teacher early before it becomes a crisis. Reach out for help. It's not about failing, it's about being proactive. And for the policymakers out there, we need to fund some wraparound support service that actually meet whānau needs. Address the root causes of housing, health, food, security. Replace blame and punishment with collaboration and understanding. And let's be completely honest, this challenge didn't start with COVID. The cracks were showing already for years, but the pandemic, well, it's made impossible to ignore. However, there is good news. We absolutely can change the narrative and the direction. It starts by understanding the difference between defiant behaviour and a nervous system in genuine distress. It starts by building support systems that work for all learners. If anything in this video made you think, that's us, or this sounds like exactly what we're dealing with, please don't wait. Check out some workshops or some resources, or get in touch with me. Let's have some honest conversations that could make a real difference for your family today. Please share this video, comment with your experiences, and let's build a community where every parent knows that they don't face these things alone, and every child knows that they can succeed. Thanks for being here with me today.